I was talking to my shorty about this recently when the verdict first came out. We were talking about how we felt about it and, our thoughts on what happened and our thoughts on the sentencing. And one thing's for sure, like I told her, I mean, it was just a life lesson to all men, essentially. Number one, be careful who you surround yourself with. And number two, we got to think with the bigger head, man. We got to stop, for the most part, thinking with the little head. That really gets us caught up. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is your man, Brandon Gio.
And your man, JaMichael Moore.
And we are the Residual Impact Podcast. So, my man, what we got another news today?
Long awaited, the answer, right?
Yeah.
We got it, man. I don't know if it's the answer we wanted, but, the verdict of Mr. Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion's case. And hopefully, I don't know if this is final, but I guess this is it, man. He's going away.
It looks pretty final to me, man. I know that there's going to be an appeal on Tory's behalf, and his lawyer. I mean, there's a lot of appeal talk. So let me not say I know that there's going to be an appeal, but there's a lot of appeal talk.
I hope so.
And let's see what happens with that. But on Tuesday, August 8th, 2023, Tory Lanez, real name Daystar Peterson, was sentenced to 10 years in prison.
Oh my God!
For the shooting back in, I think it was August 2020 or July 2020, excuse me.
Yeah, time flies.
But it was, yeah, man. It's been 3 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, granted, of course, we all know, if you listen to the charges, he was not charged with actually shooting Megan. He was charged on 3 counts. One being assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Mm-hmm. And the legal term of assault does not necessarily mean a physical act of harm. It just means a threat. That's why the term assault and battery exists. Now, I'm not a legal advisor. I'm not legal counsel. I'm not legal personnel. But for real, it's really the threat with a semi-automatic firearm. The second charge was carrying a loaded, unregistered firearm in a vehicle. Mm. And the third charge was discharging a firearm with gross negligence.
That's tough, man. I don't know. It's about what you can prove.
Me personally, I don't think he's going to do the full 10. I mean, he's already got time served.
Yeah.
Which, come December, it'll be a year already. But I don't think he's going to do the full 10. Now, when he gets out, are they going to allow him to stay in the United States, or are they going to deport him back to Canada? Who knows?
That is definitely something that's going to be a question to ask. I'm pretty sure he's going to fight, but yeah, I don't really know how that works, man. I think he'll be fine. I think, to me, he already did a good job of just having his own lane.
No pun intended, right?
No pun intended. But he did a good job at that, man. So I feel like coming back, he'll definitely be able to create his own wave. And he has a pretty loyal fan base.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be okay. It's just unfortunate that, you got to spend some time in prison, man.
Hey, it is what it is. Like the saying goes, don't do the crime if you can't do the time.
Yeah, I know, man. I know. But, I'm just thinking about this man's family. I don't know if he got kids or something like that.
I think he does. I believe he does.
We got to do better, brothers.
Fellas, we got to do better.
Amen.
I was talking to my shorty about this recently when the verdict first came out. We were talking about how we felt about it and, our thoughts on what happened and our thoughts on the sentencing. And one thing's for sure, like I told her, I mean, it was just a life lesson to all men, essentially. Number one, be careful who you surround yourself with. And number two, we got to think with the bigger head, man. We got to stop, for the most part, thinking with the little head. That really gets us caught up. And we've addressed this before in episode 64, how women have so much power. Some women use their power for good. Some women abuse that power. And to those women who have abused that power, it's put some brothers 6 feet under or behind bars. In this situation, I'm not going to say Megan abused that power. It wasn't her fault. I don't personally think it wasn't her fault. But she definitely played a role in this because, look at how divided so many of us are on this.
Yeah.
We were divided when it came to the incident itself. We were divided when it came to the trial. A lot of us are still divided when it came to the sentencing. 3 years after the initial event happened. So, fellas, please, please, please think with the bigger head more than you think with the smaller head. Because if there's one thing that we can all learn from Tory Lanez in this situation, he tweeted shortly after Meg sent screenshots, or she posted screenshots of Tory apologizing for something, supposedly saying that he was guilty. Allegedly, he texted Meg Sunday, July 12th at 8:59 p.m. Meg, I know you're probably never going to talk to me again, but I genuinely want you to know I'm sorry from the bottom of my heart, and I was just too drunk. Nonetheless, ish never should have never happened, and I can't change what I did. I just feel horrible. Now, many people reading that and looking at those text messages really feel like he was talking about pulling the trigger and hitting her. But according to Tory, his response to that was, "Good D had me smashing two best friends, and I got caught. That's what I apologize for. It's sick how you spun it, though." Again, neither one of us were there. None of the people who were watching in the court of public opinion were there. But out of his own mouth, he was smashing two best friends. Now, a lot of us brothers think that, if we do something like that, it's well worth it. Oh, we the man. We got it like that. You know what I'm saying? Whether the two best friends know it or not, it's like a game to us.
Low key.
Smashing two best friends. Clearly, he was thinking with the little head and not the big one.
Of course.
And it got him caught up. Now he's behind bars.
People do dumb stuff, man. I'm not thinking about it, so.
Again, fellas, you have to be careful of who you surround yourself with, male or female, right? But especially when it comes to women, you have to be careful of the women that you choose to be in your life. That's why we talk about it all the time. You got to vet these women. You have to vet women, man. And ladies, you got to vet these men, because you never know what either person is capable of.
Right.
So, the lesson that I've learned from this is just definitely stop thinking with your smaller head and focus on the mission. We've talked about this plenty of times before, yo. Stay focused. Go out there and grind. I don't know, man. It really just blows my mind how many men are still falling victim to a lot of the foolishness because of women. And again, I'm not blaming Meg, but just dude put himself in a situation between two women. So at the end of the day, it was still, all of this was still over women. No matter how you slice it, that's just a fact. That's a fact. He shouldn't have been in that situation messing with two best friends. So, man.
Prayers for the brother, his family. Hopefully a lesson learned is on both parties. And I pray whoever knows the truth that they tell it. Because if not, it's going to eat you alive.
Yeah, that's a fact.
So I hope they tell it.
For real. If the truth ain't already out there, then I hope somebody comes forward with the truth. Because again, we've discussed it in previous episodes, how some men, again, are 6 feet under, or they have been locked up because of a woman, or all this over a woman in some way, shape, or form.